Okay guys, I got a bit of a cool story for you. The lady who sold me this record player and ended up shipping it to me at first refused to sell it to me because, as she proclaimed, it needed a belt and a stylus and it was a lot of hassle and she would want to fix it first and she didn't want any hassle with the buyer. So I explained to her that I had fixed 30 of these machines and that I knew what I was getting at and that probably it needed more than a belt and a stylus anyway, so that I was very much willing to stick to my offer, which wasn't very high, and provide my own belt and stylus and fix it up. It took some time, but at some point she realized that I was really not going to be a problem, so she shipped it to me. And I actually made her a video of how to ship it, and she did it to perfection. It was perfectly packaged for shipping from one side of the country to the other. It was actually quite far away, which is why I didn't pick it up. That would have been useless. She even provided me with 5 in very good shape towels, kitchen towels, that I really needed. So that's great. I'm going to just wash them and use them. So this is a Pioneer PL-12, which I actually bought for a friend. This friend has a very similar record player with microseiki on it. It's sort of the same design, only it's a microseiki, so it's a relatively simple one, but it has a defective motor. And he wasn't willing to figure it out himself, and he was like, can't you offer me something else? So I offered him a PL-12. I actually bought it so I could offer it to him. And it's a beautiful example by now, but there was a lot of work. It did need a new belt. There was actually a perfectly good belt on it, but it was way too wide. I'm not sure who mounted that. It was also just around the center of the platter, so it wasn't actually attached to the motor, so I don't think the lady knew that that was actually a good belt. The stylus was not even broken, it was just not very great. And it came on this original head shell. It's even the original 8066 cartridge. But both me and the future owner of this record player preferred the silver head shell. This silver head shell has an XL ES70S cartridge. We will be mounting a brand new Audio-Technica 8095 that I have in a box here, as it's a great match with the arm, and we don't know what this cartridge and stylus have been through, so we figured it may be smart to mount a new one. But this is actually a good card. The anti-skating weight is on the floor right now because it didn't need any anti-skating, so that's cool. So what was wrong with it? Well, first of all, the dampening for the suspension was completely deteriorated. They always do, so it just keeps the jumping up and down, so I replaced that. That's an easy job. The platter bearing was seized. They are always seized, but not like this. It took me 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get it apart, and then I had to clean it twice and let it run in and clean it again and get all the crap out, because the new oil actually loosens up all the stuff that had dried up through the years. I don't think this thing has been running for the last 30 years. So that's fine now. It runs smoothly and it runs quietly, so that's all great. What else did I do? Yes, I had to fix the lift. The little rubber pad that's on it to keep the arm from sliding was actually completely deteriorated and gone, for the most part at least. So I took a cassette deck belt and glued it on there, and that's actually working perfectly. That was a good idea, that's one to remember. Obviously I cleaned it, but it's not perfectly clean yet. Dust cover looks good too. I will polish it, but it's already in great shape. And there's still some finger marks here from me handling the machine. It was all nicotine, and I did some polishing here on the matte metal parts because they had sort of corroded a bit. Nothing major, but it was definitely in need of some tender loving care after being in an attic or a shed for 30 years. I looped the motor, obviously. Sorry, I'm still recovering from a cold. Doing well, thank you, but still a bit sniffy. I looped the motor, so that's smooth as hell now. It already was, but you know, I figured it was due. And yeah, it took me 3 hours to get it to where it is now, and that's a lot of work, but I love these record players. I think they are the best affordable record players out there, especially the ones with a simple anti-skating mechanism that has no spring and no magnets, just a simple weight on a piece of string. But I'm not going to use it because it doesn't need it. I'm going to play a little bit of this record. It's a song called Out of Step and LEDs by a band called The Wolf. And they made this cool compilation record. The singer actually has a recording studio. I'm not sure if this is fully in frame, but anyway, it's called Electrosaurus. And they made a sort of a sampler or a compilation record of all the bands that had recorded there so far. They made that last year on cool gold vinyl. There's some great music on it, and yeah, we don't have many good bands in the Netherlands, but all of the good bands we have, pretty much all of them, are on that label, so that's cool. And I'm gonna have you listen to it for a bit. As you can see, the lift is working perfectly now. Enjoy the music.
Homesick in a hotel room, My heart is on a plane. When it took off, only a parachute or a U-turn could bring her back. Baby, I got a show tonight for the next 100 years. And when I'm gone, I'll cry my eyes out for a woman home alone. For a woman home alone. And I can't even pour myself a glass of wine, or I am drunk and fat and I'm about to lose my mind.
There you go, it's running very smoothly, sounds rather good with a stylus in unknown condition. Especially for a gold record, because let's be honest, that's not ideal either. This has been recorded through a cheap phono preamp, and then with a microphone. It's a Rode Video Mic Go, aimed sort of at a pair of speakers connected up to an NAD C320. So it's not exactly an audiophile experience, but it will give you an idea of what it sounds like. It's also the reason I sound a bit different on this side than on this side, because I walk around and the microphone doesn't pick up much on the front. Anyway, this is the PL-12 that I fixed up, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out, and I'm really happy the lady did decide to send it to me, because it obviously was in need of some care, and if she had sold it to someone saying it just needed a new belt and stylus, she would have gotten a lot of trouble. So I'm happy it ended all well, and I'm happy the machine didn't go to the trash, because that's obviously what happens quite a lot. So there you go, one lovely Pioneer PL-12. I may have said PL-12D every now and then, but this is the original PL-12 non-D, saved from destruction. Approved.